Hello everyone! Welcome back to episode 24 of my Let's Build series. Today, I am having such a fantastic day. I just got back from class and I have nothing else that I'm responsible for today except recording, which is a very, very good feeling indeed. I hope you are all having a fantastic day as well. It is definitely getting a lot colder outside right now, so it feels so good to just get nice and cozy and relax and play some Minecraft. Today we are working on a very special place. We are going to be working back down here under our mermaid statue. Now this is a place that I have been meaning to get to for quite a while because it is very, very important for my channel. This is going to be the place where my hall of patrons goes, as well as anyone who is sponsored and donated will also have their name placed down here. But you'll notice that I just named 3 categories and we have 4 hallways. Although I really, really want to have a special place to honor all of the people who support my channel financially, I also want to have a place for the people who are just here to support and maybe do not have the money or the desire to help me out financially, because that is perfectly fine as well. I also appreciate all of you guys who support the channel by subscribing or liking or commenting or being a big part of my community. So the last hallway is for those people, the commenters. I'm gonna design this entire place to have a special little hallway for each and every category that we have. So we have quite a lot of work to do. Thankfully, our conduit does reach down here. So the first thing I'm gonna do is actually make a crafting table. I have to make some gateways so that I can stop this water flowing before it drives me insane. There we go. Alright, that's 9. That's enough for one. We are going to start with this one right here. This one's going to be for our patrons. Whoop. Here we go. Oh, that is much better. Okay, now I just need to work on hollowing this entire place out. While I'm doing this, I also would like to answer some questions that you may have about my channel, about the future of the channel, about Patreon or sponsoring or donating, because this is something that I really don't talk about very often. Mainly because, I don't know, it's kind of a strange topic to discuss, I suppose, and it's not something that I really want to feel that to push on people. I don't want people to feel like they have to donate or they have to sponsor or they have to support me in some way with money, because it's totally okay if you don't want to. I want to honor the people who have chosen to do that, but I'm sure if you guys watch this channel by now, you know I don't push it. If you can't or don't want to, you don't have to. It's not something that I'm ever going to really push on you guys, because that would be kind of rude of me, I think. So the first thing I want to answer for you guys is actually, what is Patreon? Since we're working on our Patreon haul, after all, I think it is something that I should probably address. Patreon is basically a site that allows me to get paid for what I do. Oh, this is a cool underwater cave. I talk about these all the time. Here's proof that they exist. Yeah, Patreon basically is, instead of me depending on ad revenue from my videos to get paid, you guys can actually choose to support my channel financially and send me money each month, whether it's $1 or $5 or any amount really. It doesn't have to be a large amount, because the more people that do it, like if 10 people pay me $1, then that's $10, and that is massive towards something like buying a new mouse or new headphones if my current ones break, or, you know, technology, it breaks, and without this support, it's hard to replace it, honestly. You guys know, those of you who like the high pixel stuff, you know, I was going without a mouse, like a good mouse, because mine had developed a double click and I couldn't at the time replace it. But I actually was able to replace it because of the Patreons. I just waited till the end of the month when I was able to collect the payments. And then when I saved up enough money, I was finally able to purchase a new mouse and then continue making videos for the channel on Hypixel. So that is one example of where the money goes, how I personally use it. I know that it's different for every creator. I think we all depend on it a little bit differently, those of us who use it, but it's definitely really nice to be able to have that support from you guys when I need it. One thing that I think is cool about Patreon is it allows me to set benefits for you guys. So if you choose to support the channel, each tier has certain levels of benefits. For example, mine comes with different colored ranks on my Discord server and special chats with those ranks. So you get a colored name and you get chats with just me and other patrons of that rank on Discord. Another bonus is that you get this little area. So I have it listed that you will get a sign in my world, and the Patreons who are paying $5 or more will also get a special seat somewhere in the palace, like maybe a place at my dining room table or a swing in the gardens or whatever it is. You'll have your own little special spot in this world. And that is sort of a thank you gift from me to you for all of your support, because it's seriously so incredible that you guys have chosen to support my channel, especially since it isn't really something that I push. I'm sure some of you probably don't really even know that I have a Patreon until right now, because I don't talk about it. It's there. If you guys want to click on it and you want to support the channel, you can, but there's no pressure to do so. I really want to put a lot of emphasis on that, because I don't want you guys to feel pressured to do this. It's always something that is purely optional. I'm loving how much iron we are getting from this. This is going to be awesome, because we need to set up a beacon extremely soon in the next couple of episodes, so as much iron as possible, please. Okay, so here's what I've got so far. When we enter in here, we're going to have our $1 patrons along these walls. I don't think I have a whole lot of them right now, so I think this should be enough space for now. We can expand later. And then down here, I'm going to have more of an open room where we will have the rest of the patrons, which is the $5, $10, and $25 patrons. As I said, they will also have a spot in the palace somewhere, because that amount of support every month is insane. So I really want to make sure that you guys feel super welcomed in this world. For the walls down here, I think I'm going to go with prismarine, because this is of course under the water, under our mermaid statue, so I want to bring lots of these lovely blues down here. Alright, so here is our current Patreon hallway. I really enjoy the way that this looks. It's this like little secret entrance underground that just looks so special and treasured. I think I want to add even more treasured blocks down here, sort of like maybe it was some sort of mermaid's hideout that we've had. So some gold blocks in the middle, maybe some benches along the walls to sit on. I think that would make this place look really sacred and lovely. So the next step is getting all the names in place, but first I'm going to move on to the other hallways. So this room that I'm clearing out now is going to be for our sponsors. So sponsors are almost the same as Patreons. Basically, you pay a fee every month, but you're doing so through YouTube. So you join the channel and it's a membership of sorts. So I believe it's $5 a month, and that money, instead of going directly to me, goes through Google and AdSense. So it comes to me in the form of a payment, the same as my ad revenue does. Sponsors of my channel also get a rank on my Discord server. If you are currently a sponsor, all you have to do is message me the little receipt of your payment, and I will manually give you the rank. The key difference between sponsors and Patreons is the live stream. So as you guys probably know, I've been trying, somewhat struggling, but trying to do a live stream every week in some form or another. So the sponsors actually show up with a special badge and they get special emotes to use during the live streams. So now that we have our sponsorship room and our Patreon hall, we are now going to work on the next room. This room is for the donators. So during my streams, I have an option to leave super chats or donations through Streamlabs. If you have chosen to go through either of these options, then your name is going to belong in this little room over here. I seriously appreciate so much that you guys have decided to donate to me in any way, so I'm really hoping that these rooms are doing it justice, how much I appreciate you all. Anyone who has chosen to donate through any of the forms that I have mentioned thus far in the video, just know you are helping out my channel so much. I mean, if you just go back and watch the last series that I did on this channel, you can already see the improvements. I wasn't able to get a mic back then because this mic that I have, although it is one of the cheaper of its kind, it's still rather expensive. It was like $100. It's on an arm that costs money so that you can't hear my clicking constantly. I'm also paying for better internet right now because last year, as I'm sure some of you know who have been around a long time, I was not able to do live streams because my internet just wasn't good enough. And getting better internet, unfortunately, costs money. I wish that this was something that I didn't have to talk about and that I could just do all of this on my own without any help, but I think it has to be okay to ask for help sometimes. Like, if I want to be able to continue to do this and make more upgrades to the channel, then your help means so much to me because I literally can't do it without you guys. Alright, the donator haul is done. This one's very long and it's not finished on the end because I think I'm going to eventually expand this one even more once I see how all of the names fit in this room. Last but definitely not least, we have the comment of the day hallway. So you people who are commenting on every video and helping to motivate me and have so many fresh new ideas for the series and are so inspiring, I appreciate you so much. You are literally the reason this series exists. You're helping in ways that I'm sure you probably do not even realize right now. So I'm going to be creating a little chest down here, and from here on out, every comment of the day will have a place down here in this sanctuary. Alright, and finally, here is our commenter of the day room. Just need to replace out the ceiling real fast. I'm trying to remember to do all of the ceilings, but I think I may have missed some. If I did, they're basically just going to be granite or whatever other color I see fit. Like in one room, I did the andesite. But this one is going to be the granite again because we've put in some terracotta down here, so it's going to match wonderfully. I tried to do each room to be unique in its own way, and I'm hoping I was able to portray that properly. Alright everyone, so I am back and all of the signs are officially in place. I'm so excited with how this has all come together. I'm going to go over all of these wonderful names in each of these rooms in the next episode when I do the world tour. But for now, I think I've got most of them in place. The only room that's lacking right now is the donator room, because I know that I have missed some names because YouTube for some reason has decided that it doesn't know who's donated to me. So I've got to get that figured out, which I will hopefully be able to do. Hope maybe even with some of your help. Those of you who have donated can tell me if your name is missing. I will just scan over these real quick. Alright, and other than that, we are going to start adding to our YouTube community comments very soon. I think for the comments that have already passed, I may put the player's name actually somewhere in the world as like the first 20-something people who were supporters of the world when it was very first used and created. So I think that could be something special for sure. But for now that this project is done, if I can get out of this hole, yep, okay. We need to move on to another section. We have some work to do over in the gardens. I want to do some landscaping over there, which is, well, it's gardening. So it's effectively going to be just flattening out the front area or side area of the palace. Shouldn't be too hard of a mission. I'm going to bring some dirt with me, and the section I'm talking about is just right over here. This one. So we've got some trees to chop down. We have a stairwell that needs to go into the water. We really need to move the cows. I'm sorry, cows. Yes, stuff like this all needs to be removed. I think it's all going to go on this level right here. So this needs to flatten out. I'm going to remove these trees, get these chopped down, and just generally do some cleaning. I feel a little bad about this area where our farms are. This was our very first starter farms, and when we started in this world, there weren't very many animals, so we really relied on this little farm right here to get us everything that we needed. It did us well, but it is time to cover it up and move on to bigger things in this area. We, of course, are going to have our farming area down in the ravine, so not too worried about our food sources now, especially since we have a guardian farm that produces endless amounts of fish. Alright, so last episode I promised that I would pick out 2 comments of the day today because I didn't do one in that episode. So here we go with the first one while I'm clearing out some dirt. I'm going to read it first. This comment is from Scion, who says, "Hey Gem, I have a quick question. So, you know how you have exams coming up? I just wanted to know what you do when you study for them, because I have exams and I don't know what to do when you study. Anyway, great video as always. Oh, and good luck with your exam." Thank you so much for the luck. My exam went very well, which I think was purely because you guys gave me so much luck and well wishes. So thank you all for that in the comments. I very much appreciate it. It made me feel very, very supported. What I personally do when studying is create flashcards and take lots of notes. Or if it's math, do lots of practice. Generally, I've learned how to figure out what the prof is going to ask and what the major massive topics are. So I really make sure that I have a good grasp on those few topics, because there's usually only 5 or 6, especially on a midterm where it's only been a few weeks covering the material. So for something like that, I kind of figure out the major topics, really nail those down, and then for any memorization, I make flashcards. I have so many flashcards, and I color code them and make them pretty because it makes me want to study them. It's so motivating to me when I have these pretty flashcards and stuff. I have some Sharpie markers that I break out to use, and it's so fun to use all the colors. So that's what I do, but I think how you study really depends on what you're doing in school. It took me a long time to figure out that is what works best for me, because if I'm just reading over notes, I'm not really quizzing myself, and then I have a harder time memorizing. But for me, I have to do a lot more of memorizing because I'm doing biology in school. So I need to, for example, memorize all of the amino acids. I just have to know them. I have to know how to draw them. So writing them out over and over and over is better for me than reading them, and making a bunch of flashcards forces me to write them out and then allows me to quiz myself and quiz my friends. I hope all of you who are going into exams soon do extremely well on them. I hope you are not too stressed out with everything and are handling it well. I know for a lot of us, probably going into final exams soon. I know I am personally going to have final exams at the beginning of December. I'm not excited, but I know that I'll be able to get through it because I'm beginning studying now. That way I don't get behind. I guess that would be another tip. Don't procrastinate. For goodness sake. It's way easier to memorize it over the course of a week than the course of one day. It's way easier. Significantly easier. Please don't procrastinate. Do yourself a favor. Okay, now that that is in place, I'm going to drag out the flooring right here over this little piece of water. So I don't want this particular piece to be water. I want it to be a solid section of our garden. We're going to have lots of sections of this palace that are water, so I don't mind sacrificing one little corner of water at all. And although I'm going to leave the underside there open, I'm also not worried about that because we have this wall and this wall, so we're not going to be able to tell that there's water under there in the final result. Alright, this looks very cool all flattened out. Obviously I need to fix up the walls a little bit, but I'm going to leave it for now because this area is still going to be pretty messy while I am building in it, of course. I make a massive mess when building. Coming out this way, I want there to be a little pathway right here. And this pathway, just like in our main entrance, is going to lead directly into the water and give us a nice staircase down to there. I just wanted to mark that all in so that I know exactly where it is when I'm designing this garden a little later on. I don't think I have enough prismarine on me to finish this right now, but I'm going to do some AFKing later on and that'll solve that problem. Alright, now that this is all flattened out and looking, well, slightly cleaner. I mean, to be honest, I've got some work to do, but it's fine. Next comment of the day is from Coco Gizmo, who says, "Hello, I am new to your channel. I started watching a few days ago and I absolutely love your way of building. I was thinking maybe for the main entrance you could have a ceiling open. Then, using the floor you're doing for like an attic, you can do a balcony from that floor looking over the main entrance to make it look more grand. Maybe add a coral or normal chandelier." So, if you aren't familiar, the area that Coco is talking about is over here. Welcome to the channel, by the way, Coco, and anyone else who is new here. I love to hear from you in the comments and welcome you in when you are new to the channel, so definitely say hi if you are. So this is the area that Coco's referring to, and I definitely agree. So this, where our entrance is right here, doesn't have a roof right now, but I promise it will very soon. So this little roof area right here, this is going to be wide open. So it's not going to have a loft like right over there. This section up until right there is going to be open, massive high ceilings. And this, of course, circle in the center is our big aquarium that's going to be filled with all of your lovely names eventually. I definitely also want to have chandeliers. I like the idea of doing coral. I also like the idea of having like little fish, like not actual fish, but like buildings of fish, like look like they're swimming in the air almost as chandeliers, like have their eyes be sea lanterns maybe. I don't know, maybe that's a bit too extravagant, but I think that would be a really fun idea. And thank you so much for contributing to more inspiration for this series, Coco. I appreciate you. I've actually realized that we have a thing that we need to take off our to-do list, and that was the mine entrance. We did it. We did the mine entrance just a couple episodes ago, so now we can make room for more stuff. So the wall details, windows, doors, that's type of stuff we know we need to do, but once that's done, I also want to plan out the interior. So we're getting super close to having this palace finished. I know it doesn't feel like it or seem like it right now, but think about it. It's taken us to episode 24 to get all of these blocks in place, which, by the way, is a lot of blocks. Let me look at my statistics. Items, mined. Look, I've used over almost 11,000 of these terracotta, 7,000 birch logs. I've mined over 8,000 birch, over 8,000 sand. Like, look at the amount of prismarine I've used. It's insane. Dark prismarine. There's 6,000 dark prismarine in this roof. So these are massive numbers and quantities of blocks, but this is the largest section of the palace and they're almost all in. The details are going to take way less blocks, so we'll soon be able to tackle each and every room episode by episode, and it should be not a lot more of this grinding. At least that's what I'm hoping for anyways. With that said, thank you guys so much for watching this episode and continuing to support this series. I appreciate you all so much, and I will see you in the next episode for the first world tour and download of this beautiful tropical island palace. I will see you there. Bye bye.